We're now going to look at setting a viewport scale. Now you'll notice we're in the A3 Landscape tab right now. There's a piece of text now, just single line text, sitting there on the top left viewport telling us that it's going to be a general arrangement at a scale of 1 to 50 of the original size of the objects in the model space. Now you'll notice that I do have an object in the model space appearing in the viewport, and if I zoom out you'll see that it appears in all 4 viewports, telling us that those viewports are looking into the model space. So what I need to do here, I'm just using the wheel now to zoom in and zoom out in the layout there so that I can see all 4 viewports. Let's click on that model tab. There is a green rectangle. Now what I'm going to do is measure the distance. So I go up to the Utilities panel here on the Home tab, click on Measure, and I want to measure the distance. Now the best distance to measure, because it's a rectangular viewport, is this distance here. Endpoint there, left click. Endpoint there, left click. The distance is 4,500 millimeters. It is actually a building line to show the outline of the building. So if I hit Escape there now and do another distance, just to check from here to here, again left click on each endpoint, again that is 4,500 that way. So it's 4,500 millimeters square. So if I now go back to the A3 Landscape tab, that needs to be at exactly 1 to 50 for that to appear at a recognized scale. So I double click now inside the viewport area, the blue line. Double click and it goes bold. Now if I hold down the wheel on the mouse and pan, you can see that I'm now moving my sheet of paper with my viewport over model space. It's like having a hole in the sheet of paper. The bold blue line denotes the hole, and as I move the sheet of paper, obviously the objects underneath move. So I need to make sure that that scale there is at exactly 1 to 50, a recognized scale. If I look down on the status bar, you'll notice I've got a weird number just here. That is my viewport scale. So if I click on the arrow here, I get a list of all the default viewport scales in AutoCAD. There's 1 to 50 there. I click, and that now scales at exactly 1 to 50. So I now know that that building line there is at 1 to 50 in that viewport. If I now move outside the viewport and double click, that deactivates the top left viewport. It deactivates all viewports, but watch. I can use Measure now and Distance, and if I go from here, left click, to here, left click, it is still 4,500. AutoCAD is a trans-spatial drafting tool. So if I measure that distance in that viewport, it's still 4,500, even though the viewport scale is at 1 to 50. That's very useful because I can measure now in either the Layout tabs or the Model tab, and I know that I get a true distance.